Hi guys, Lucy's here. Just wanted to do a little video on tanking zoltanedit here from a paladin's perspective. So we're off already. The ninja has given me his enemy buff, so I can start in Swordos and help with a bit of damage, which is handy if you want to skip some mechanics. So you just go ham. As you see, the floor's falling away there. I try to stay on the tight to the left. So I can avoid any flare stars that might go off by from the other guys fighting, and try and keep your DPS to the right as much as possible. You can go upside. See, somebody's dropped some flare stars there. It's gotten a little messy, but never mind. That's fine. You know, if you have to, I usually don't bother winning cooldowns at this phase. If I have to eat a flare star or something, I will maybe pop a rampart or something like that. But other than that, you take very little damage and everybody can just go ham on the boss. So then we drop down. As you can see, we've got markers laid out as ABC there. It's the tank, usually our method. I'm sure other methods are available, but the tank will go to D and everybody else will stack on B. And then you can see it's really just for orientation. For a move later on. So as soon as you drop down, I'll pop into shield dose, tank stance, throw in cooldowns like, you know, foresight, bulwark, things like that. Just to mitigate as much damage as I can, so the healers can keep going full DPS. There's no point getting greedy. Turn try and drops a little ice puddle there, and then turns back, a couple of cleaves, throwing some sheltrons. There's a move called Biting Halberd, so everybody usually targets are random. So I'll normally be away from the tank, facing B. Everybody runs round, and then I'll do a move called Southern Cross, which is targets everybody with like ice puddles. So normally tank will go off to the right side, everybody else to the left side, because the boss will do a big cleave afterwards. So you don't want everybody getting hit by that, just the tank. And you did tail end. You can do a few different things there. Tail end, you just get away from him, and then he buggers off. Some ads appear. I like to flash in the middle there to the north normally, and then I'll flash there. Or maybe throw in a sentinel here. It's a little bit overkill, but it's going to be backup for if I need it later. And some sacral scorn. You know, just throw in some AoE, and then once they're all down, run over, flash these guys. There's no need to stop. Just I like to run over to the confusion boss. Make sure my back's to him so I don't get confused. And once that goes off, and drag them in. Here, these guys like to crit, they do full crits, so awareness is a great cooldown for this. And I'll maybe pop Rampart if it's available, if we're struggling a little bit. And then we can go in, just be careful, it's easy to lose hate to maybe a summoner going ham or something, so just make sure you go through that rotation, using Savage or Rage. And once they're down, I like to make sure we've got Savage or Rage available. I'll just put it on that ad that spawns. Run over, flash those three little ones, and I'll do the same as before. Run up to the confusion ad, wait for it to go off, dodge as much as you can. You know, and here I'll throw in a few cooldowns. It depends, you know, how your party's been getting on. If somebody's been, you know, been taking a lot of damage from comets, or somebody got confused and ran around the edge, it makes it a bit easier for the healers. Throw in a few cooldowns because you're way to stop for the boss's limit break anyway. So you'll have them back pretty quick. Here, just pop whatever you got. So save your big ones. It's not too bad. Then here we go. There's no point in using shields or additional shields or anything for any limit break bosses really. Usually the healers know the damage is coming, so they'll heal you up straight after, and you're better off saving that kind of stuff for when things go wrong rather than for damage that you know is coming. And then we reset back to position in D, everybody else would be. And then he's going to bring out these tethers. The way it works is the further apart your tether partner is, the more damage you take. So obviously, if you're tethered to the tank, you want to get in close. Usually the tank, I like to stand in the middle of the hitbox while still facing the boss's way. And then that means whoever I'm tethered to can just stay stacked with the group really. There's something like to move to the side, like we're doing here. But you can just stay in the group. And then he'll do a big tank buster, terrifying, so throw in a couple of cooldowns, you know. Rampart Bulwark's pretty good there, and then run it in group for Southern Cross, and dodge it just like we did earlier. Whoever you're tethered to, I mean, they can go. It doesn't matter. You want them to stay close to you. If they end up too far, you're gonna get smashed by the cleave. So most people run with me and pass me. But going the other way is fine. I'll just stay close. So when the meters come down, I usually, as the tank, I always grab the closest one, so I'm not moving the boss around too much, and your DPS can keep DPSing through that as much as possible. And then we reset back to positions. It'll usually do something like if the meters are in close, you'll do a move that pushes you out, and vice versa. So then you go back, it's just the towers again, it's exactly the same. You get that wave cannon, somebody needs to bring it to one side. And if it goes through the group, it's not a big deal, it doesn't do a huge amount of damage, to be honest. But it just makes things a little easier if they do avoid the group. You go another tank buster, as soon as it's over, run in for Southern Cross, wait, run out. Yeah, his puddles drop, stay close to your mate. Which cleave Sheltron's pretty good for them if you're on Paladin. The fight works pretty well as any tank. Here's again there. And you'll see him start casting. It'll probably be about halfway he's cast, but make sure you wait until that explosion goes off, and then you can run out to the tail end here. And then we're back in. Back to D, so everybody's at D. You know, as a tank, it's not just about taking damage, it's about positioning, so everybody else can do as much damage as possible. There you go, he's got a sword there. Most people tank LB here, and that's what we do here. We actually got so good at it, and put our positions that we just stopped using tank LB and started using melee LB, but tank LB is probably handier if you're with loads of randoms. But it's great to have positions anyway to minimise your damage and vulnerability that you take. And then again, you've got the big cross, start for that, and then he does his Demon Claw, which pushes you out and stuns you. For that, you can share the damage. People prefer Paladin or Dark Knight for this fight because you can use Hallowed Ground or Living Dead. The Warrior Home Gang's a bit too short, but you know, as long as you use a couple of good cooldowns like Vengeance and that, and everybody stacks properly, you can actually do it no problem. And then it just comes to another tank buster, he's just about dead by now, usually. You might have another Southern Cross to do, but not really, you'll have him down for about now. So just fight on all your cooldowns at the end there. And there you go, that's it, it's pretty easy peasy. Just a little bit of organisation and it's easy win, so loot away. Alright, have fun guys, hope you enjoyed the video. See you around. Laters.